Hello guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video. It's been a while. I've saw you guys the one that donated. I'm not sure whether I call out your name or what, but thank you guys. And I'm fixing my PayPal. I didn't realize I actually had an issue. So when the donation happened, my account was closed, and I don't know why they did that. It's something that I need to work on because I've been doing a lot in my life. Like, there was so much going on, and I had to put a pause and I had to focus on other things that actually needed me. So I'm back again with another video. So I'm gonna talk about narcissist love. Narcissist love. Okay, there's such a thing as narcissists don't know how to love. Narcissists don't love themselves. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to love themselves. So there's no such a thing as narcissist love. But I'm just gonna tell you how narcissists actually love people, how they define love. And this is also there are plenty of information online, internet, about narcissists, whether narcissists ever love you or whether whatsoever, I don't know. And about narcissist love, that also played on YouTube, but I wanted to share my own perspective as much. So as I mentioned, that narcissists don't know how to love, they don't love themselves. So how can you expect love from people who don't love themselves? Because they don't know how to love themselves whenever they're doing. For example, Kim Kardashian, she looked pretty, and she's pretty, naturally pretty. Like, loving herself is hard. So they don't know how to love themselves, they don't know how to love other people. So how they actually define love, and not that they define love, they show it through their action, how what is actually exactly love to them. That's how you know, okay, this is how it's gonna be. So it's always about slavery. Whenever they trying to show you love, it's slavery, it's suffocating, um it's a punishment, it's some sort of like, because nurses don't like taking responsibility. So whenever they're giving you love, their love is full of shit. So because they don't like taking responsibility, love it's consists of responsibility. It consists of you being aware of your consequences. It consists of you being considerate. Consists of you being empathic. Consists of you being patient. Consists of you being happy for other people with no agenda. So this is something that they don't have in within themselves. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to be empathic to other people. They don't know how to be considerate. They is just shitholes. So why they are acting? I can't say why they are like that, because narcissists are born. Narcissists are being created in terms of like the environment, whether if they lack love growing up, whatever it might be, whether through bullying, through personal experience that made them don't want to heal and end up being a shit people. So it can be a lot of things that actually make people to be a narcissist. So a narcissist is something that is not, it cannot be prevented. It's a more like a disease. It's a fucking disease. Being a narcissist is a narcissist personality disorder. It's a fucking disease. It's something that you can not uh go about and stop being a narcissist. But I've come across a few video where I think it was someone who's actually interviewing someone who's actually aware of their narcissist. It's just that I've never watched that video. I don't know why, but I don't know. I kept on like, okay, I will watch it, and I ended up not seeing it as a recommended video. So I was like, oh, okay. So unless it's love, they don't know how to love. They don't know how to do anything. So, for example, if you wondering whether they love me, whether there was actually love, because I said they don't know how to love, they don't love themselves, so how can they actually love you? How can they actually show you genuine love? There is nothing with them that is actually genuine. Even their tears is not genuine. Whatever that is with them is far from genuine. They're trying to manipulate you in whatever manner that they can. Whenever a narcissist show you love, you are meant to prove yourself in order to get whatever. So, for example, you find yourself in a relationship with someone who's constantly trying to prove. Some even others, they say like, "Oh, you're not like my mother. Oh, your cooking sucks." It's just, even if your cooking is tasty, it's appetizing, they will always have something negative to say. Oh, you clean up the room. Oh, like even if you clean up the room and be like waiting for them, maybe you change curtain, you done something in your house, in okay, probably you are married or living together, cooperation, like you're living together with whatever and your narcissist, they will have nothing to say positive. Like they don't have any kind of appreciation. They don't appreciate anything. They just have to a wet, they just have to be a wet blanket every time whenever you're doing something. Oh, when we clean up the house, oh, you should have cleaned up that one. Oh, you should have cleaned up that spot. Oh, why your floor is like that? They always have something to say. If you clean up the whole yard and the house and everything, like they always have something to say. Like not like, oh wow, you did well, like nothing, there's no compliment with them. So whenever you find a narcissist compliment you publicly, that happened, they can actually compliment you publicly. And I used to wonder why she never said something like that with with me. Why she never said something like that, like my mother, she always compliment me with her friends. She never talk about me, but it happened that their friend eventually asked about me, and then she had something positive to say, and I'm like, she's different. I remember I really said, oh, maybe I'm just being a dick, or maybe there's something wrong with my mind or whatsoever, because they are trying to make sure that your reality is something that does not exist. They constantly trying to take your reality away from you. They want to make you insane, so that they, whatever they are doing, they will be, oh, she's crazy, oh, she's mentally ill, oh, like they project whatever that they are doing as something like that actually belong to you. Narcissists are projectors. They project everything. Whenever they cheated, they confront you, they accuse you of cheating. Whenever they're stealing, accuse you of stealing. When whatever they're doing, you will hear them saying, "You selfish. You only think about yourself," which is something they do. They're constantly projecting what they're actually doing. I'm not saying that people can't be selfish. Sometimes they don't need to be called, be to be accountable. It's just that narcissists, whatever they do, it's just a confirmation of whatever they're doing. So whenever you hear narcissists out of the blue saying something that they're actually doing, probably how they treat you, and then end up saying it and accuse you of it and having that argument, and be like, you're selfish always whatsoever, and then be like, oh, you are crazy, oh, like all the time they always do that. It's because they're giving you closure of who they are. Sometimes you're like, oh, you know that word. I remember whenever I had I don't know what I should say, argument or what with my mother, she will accuse me of things. Eventually, sometimes I used to believe maybe I am the wrong one, I'm the crazy one, or whatsoever. She will used to accuse me of a lot of things. And I remember she even accused me of aborting kids. Mind you, I've never been pregnant. She used to accuse me of trying to kill my sister's child, because my sister, she had to go for interview, and her son was actually 6 months at that time, so she wanted someone to take care of her or take care of him, and I happened to be available because I was done with exam and whatsoever. And she accused me of trying to kill that child. Like it was horrible. Like it was 2018. was it 2018 or 2019? 2018, I think it was December, around November, December time. Like, you know, it was something like they always accuse of something that they want to do. They always accuse of something that they're capable of doing. They always trying to project whatever that they're doing on you. And we're like, what the hell? So a narcissist love is consists of trying to prove yourself, your innocence. Every time you constantly trying, that's when your self-esteem is go down. Even if you have the highest self-esteem, whenever you end up being involved with a narcissist friend or a narcissist whatsoever, because that's what they want to suck the energy out of you. They want to suck your spirit. They deal with spirit. They want to kill your spirit in order for you to not have any spirit. They want you to beg for mercy. They want you to know that you are God. That's why when the narcissist was supposed to help you, they don't help you. Most of the time, they give you something good after, like, you even like forget they exist. Like, you even forget, like, you're not reliable on them. You're no longer expecting anything from them. You just already accepted that you will never get any kind of uh kindness from them. You already accept, if like, for example, if it's a family, you just accepted that this is how they are, and you already, like, even if you not accepted the fact that this is how they are, probably you'll be like, don't have any kind of expectations. It's just dead. Like, you treat them like the people actually dead, but you're still living them in their house. You will be like, whenever they give you kindness, you'll be like, wow, you thanking for bare minimum. Like, for example, I remember my toxic father, he gave me money out of the blue. At that time, as much I needed money, but I already uh, created myself to be more relying on myself, because I know if I don't have it, I'm just be patient until I have it. So I really like build myself in that manner to not rely on my parents, because I know they always have shit things to say, as well as my siblings. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna, okay, ish, I don't have it, so I'm just gonna settle for whatever that I have. And out of the blue, you end up thinking, I'm like there's some sort of god, like, oh my god. I know sometimes when people help you, when you actually need something, it means a lot. Like, it means a lot. You can feel it, like, oh fuck, like, but for them, it's them training you to be like that. They training you to be thankful for bare minimum, to the point that, I don't know, you kiss their ass, something like that. So whenever, like, nurses, they want you to prove yourself. Even if you're trying to prove yourself, it will never be enough. That's why you have to walk away. You have to let them go. You have to cut them off. You have to do whatever. They will never stop. Because I remember, okay, I saw someone doing witchcraft on me in my dreams. That's how I know a lot of people are doing what on me. My ancestors talk to me a lot in my dreams, even though, like, in my dreams, whenever I'm sleeping, I see what is exactly happening, who's doing what. So I didn't tell this person what my sister, that she did what on me. And then I just kept quiet and just let her go. I never spoke to her again. And then out of the blue, recently I got a call from her, not the number that I know, and she was trying to get a reaction out of me. I'm like, what? I didn't respond. I was like, when I heard it's her voice, and it was like, I just switch off, and I was like, how can you put someone through shit, so much shit, so much, and have audacity to call them? Not when you are calling them, you expect them to listen to you after doing everything in your power to sabotage their life. How can you be very, like, not even have like conscious, a little conscious. They don't have conscious. They can put you through so much and have audacity to demand you to be present, to demand you to be in their life, to demand you to do whatever for them. And I'm like, what the hell? Some of them even try to convince you that you know, whatever is happening, for me, what is happening in my dream ended up happening exactly as it is, or sometimes with a little twist, but the message will be there. So eventually, initially, I didn't want to believe my dreams, so I used to google what these dreams means. But you know what, I can read dreams. It's just that most of the time the message is negative. So whenever it's negative, I'm like, ah, no, no, there's no way someone can go that low. There's no way, you know. So end up interpreting in a way that is comfortable for you, so that you can avoid the truth. We do that. We are human. Sometimes the truth is can be too much, and then we end up don't want to swallow the really truth. Instead, we end up sugarcoating, we end up painting in a way that is actually comfortable for us until we are ready to accept the truth. So something like that, we were like, how can someone put you through so much, and have audacity to want you, demanding you to be in their life, demanding you, like, you know, they don't care, like they don't give a fuck. So whenever you are with a narcissist, whether it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, you constantly trying to prove yourself that you are a good person. You constantly trying to prove yourself that good people that actually exist. You constantly trying, you doing a lot, and it will never be enough. There will be never praise. It will never be compliment. It's only just destructive criticism. Like every time, there's nothing positive about them. There's no love. They're just bullshit people. They're just bulls. They're bullies. They're just constantly trying to make you feel bad because they feel better about themselves. So you know they're constantly projecting their shit on them, on you, and you have to take it. That's how they train you. They're training you to accept the bare minimum. They're training you to be their slave. That's why every time you're dealing with narcissists, you're constantly trying to kill your independent in order for you to be dependent on them. They'll be preaching like, oh, I want my kids to be independent, oh, blah 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 blah. Just like Kim Kardashian's mother, like that mother, as much as she want the outside world to see that she want her kids to be independent, but the way she's trying it so hard, okay, her kids are independent because they have their own money, they are working on themselves, and whatever, or like whatever they're doing, I don't care. So I'm talking about that. She's trying to project that she's a good mother, that she want her kids to be, but nurses don't want their kids to be independent. There's no such a thing as independent. That's why the Kardashian, the Jenner family, as much they are financially independent, they are not, because nurses don't want their kids to be independent. They constantly want their kids to be dependent on them. They constantly want a reaction out of them. They constantly doing a shit things. We don't know much about what is happening in the Kim Kardashian, the Kardashian as well as the Jenner family in the background, but they're showing us what they're comfortable to show us. I'm sure there's so much that we don't know that will be like, oh. But now I feel like we see more of the Kim Kardashian, and we see how shit she is. She see how her personality is shitty. Like we see more of her now. I think as I mentioned before that nurses can cover their tracks, but as they get old, they don't know how to cover their own tracks. Everything's just backfire. Like everything they're trying to be like, even before they keep on lying, you know, they keep on lying and lying, so they don't know how to cover their tracks with their lies. But now their lies is just like exposed with what they want attention, they want popularity, they're constantly going for interviews, and those interviews end up like, what, you know, I'm talking about something like that. They can be exposed more, they're more exposed later in life than any. But I'm sure Kim Kardashian people always been on her back before. I just knew Kim Kardashian 2015, and at the time I was just a huge fan of hip hop, and Kanye West was my one of those men who made my world go around, because I was very much into hip hop. And you know, so that's how I knew. I was like, what, Kanye is with Kim? Oh, is that Kim Kardashian? I was like, oh, you know, and I've known her from 2015, and I was like, oh, okay. At the time I think I was 18, 18, yeah, I was 18. So yeah, I'm talking about all that. So love is not there, and You can tell they don't know how to love. I mentioned that. Like, you're constantly proving yourself for what? For nothing. You just have to let them go and live your life. But of course, you have to go through therapy after dealing with narcissists, because they can fuck your world up like so much. Because I remember I once had a conversation with my roommate back then. She was telling me what love is, and me, I was defining love in a way that I was actually traumatized by my parent. It was 2018, I was defining. She was like, no, that's how my world turned around, because 2018 I was turning 21, and everything just changed. How I used to view life, because what was fucking me up, it was how I define love, because I thought maybe you have to prove yourself. You have to. I'm still struggling with that. I think that's why I'm still. I choose to stay single until I've like, right now I can tell, but back then I needed to be single because I knew that I have a tendency of trying to prove myself because of what happened in my childhood and growing up. And with friendship, I was trying so hard. I was that friend who tried so hard to keep friends. I was that friend who overcompensate, or constantly doing it over, like with friends, with siblings, with my parent, except for my father. But my father was just like, we're just not that connected. With my siblings, I was only connected with one. The other one, I was just like, oh, hi, hi, hi. When we have nothing to talk about, and I didn't feel like they love me, because initially I was trying to get close to them, but as I realized, they actually like I don't exist, so why should I bother trying so hard, you know? So things like that. So yeah, you constantly have to prove yourself. There is no constructive criticism, it's always destructive criticism. There's no compliment, there's no praise. There is always withholding of love. They withhold love, they will withhold a lot. Like, they withhold a lot because they want your self-esteem to be damaged in order for them to do whatever they want. You always have to kiss their ass in order for you to leave. I don't understand why people assume that there should be a slave and a boss kind of relationship, because we are all equal. You know, we are all equal. It doesn't matter how you view it. We are all equal. The slave and boss kind of mentality, it only exists on narcissists. We are all equal. It doesn't matter what you do, even your job, even if you like your job doesn't have too much title, you still need it. You are still needed. Even if you're a cleaner, you are still needed. Just think about it. We're all working in a corporate company or firm, and we're all doing well and whatsoever, and then our toilet and floor is dirty. Just think about it. You all need it. Whatever you're doing, even if you are a receptionist, just think about. For me, I'm an introvert. Taking calls can damage me. I can end up having a lot of pain, because calls give me anxiety. Like, I can't be on always on calls. I can always have to cooperate in an environment that is too social. I have to just withdraw. I have to do things independently. Being a receptionist, I'm always like, you have to stand most of the time, you have to pick up calls. It's something that I wouldn't do. Even if I do it, I think I will just leave, because of my mental health. It will be declining. So don't look that down on your job. I'm sure you are actually needed. Even waitressing, like, come on, just think about it. Company waiting for someone to give us water while we're still waiting for our orders. You are needed. I don't give a fuck what you think about your title. They made you feel shit about your title. We are all needed. This is something I'm embracing. And in terms of like, sometimes you see other people's gift and be like, oh, probably my gift is not enough. Oh, my gift is not whatsoever. Your gift is needed. You are a fucking medicine. You are fucking needed. You are needed. It doesn't matter how you feel like your gift is actually. I remember I used to say, oh, no, there's no way I can do that until I have mediumship, and whatsoever. I'm like, girl, just appreciate what you have, whatever you're a man or boy. Thank you guys for watching my YouTube channel and liking and subscribing. And I'm gonna work on my PayPal, and I have to open a bank account, which I've been postponing to do because of some reason. But thank you. Bye.